guys, welcome to our visual podcast on News Pop NG. Today, I'll be talking about comparison. But before I start, I'm your host, Damilola, and I have a guest here with us.
Lio Crixie, yes, thank you very much, Dami. It's a privilege to be with you right here on this show again. And yes, to the viewers, stay tuned with us, stay connected with us as we dissect everything you should know about comparison right here on this show.
What is comparison? Comparison is the process of examining the differences and similarities between two or more people. It could be things, it could be anything, but just examining like differences and similarities within things generally. What do you think comparison means?
Okay, well, to me, comparison is about evaluating two or more different things and determining their similarities or differences. That's just it, basically. That's just keep it short.
That's actually nice because comparison in general is just basically like talking about the similarities of people or things or differences basically. So like let's go to the negative effect of comparison. What do you think are the negative effects of comparison or what comparison can cause to people negatively?
One of the things is low self-esteem. Like when you are being compared to some other people that are better than you, or you're comparing yourself with someone that is better than you, there is this tendency for you to develop a low self-esteem such that you begin to view yourself as not doing so much well. I mean, I'm not so good, I'm not so blah 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 and everything. So you begin to see yourself in a negative light, and that is not good. It can even lead to depression because you just be like, okay, so what's the point? I'm not so good, not the best at what I do, so what's the point?
Yeah, I actually get what you're saying because comparison just really affects people negatively when they don't like get to like understand or like they just start seeing themselves as low, like they don't see themselves as I can do it or anything. They start thinking low of themselves and like it really affects them. It could even affect you mentally, like having to think and then it will lead to depression like you said earlier. So like that's actually a negative effect. Besides like comparison doesn't really have to be only negative, but most of people generally they tend to like look at the negativity in comparison more than positivity. I can compare myself to somebody positively. For example, I see somebody is doing very good at this thing. Instead of me like saying I can't do it, like oh my gosh, she does so well, why don't I meet the person and say, oh please, I love what you do and I want to be as good as you. Please, can you help me? Can you like teach me and everything? And do you know that a lot of people that are good, they're always happy to help people out that are not so good.
True.
So why think low of yourself?
And the thing about comparison is that, well, I'm not saying you should not try to like look up to someone. I actually noticed that it's not I'm not saying that you should not have a model, let's say a kind of role model that you're trying to like look up to, that I want to be like this person, not particularly like this person, because you have your own uniqueness too. So
everyone is unique in their own way. Let's not forget that.
Exactly. So you're just trying to say that this person is so good at this, and you know that this is the kind of line that you are going into as well. I mean, there's a way you can do it that you will learn from the person and it will not cost you low self-esteem. There's one example I want to give about how I have a particular role model. I still have the person as my role model though. I don't know the person, number one. So I don't know the person.
Sometimes we don't know our role model.
Yeah, exactly. I've not come in contact with the person one-on-one. But then I started looking at this person. I started liking like the way she was doing her things. She was doing perfectly well, I mean, to me. And then I wanted to also do exactly as she was doing. I mean, this person was doing better than I was doing, particularly in that aspect. Got to a point when I began to become envious of this person, and instead of me to have positive vibes and even try to learn from this person, I can't look at the person. I'm like, it's because she has more opportunities than I have. It's because she's in this kind of family, that's why she's doing all these exploits and everything. And then instead of me to be learning from her and
thinking about the other thing that doesn't
but me, I was really like, I can't do better than her because definitely she has more opportunities, and that's very wrong. That is very wrong. We are not saying that you should not have models. We are not saying that, but in as much as you learn from people, ensure that you do not lose touch with your own uniqueness. Once you lose touch with your uniqueness, you just begin to see yourself in a negative light. And the thing is, everyone has a purpose to fulfill. That's just it.
I agree with her, because if you are looking up to somebody, don't forget your uniqueness, and then make sure envy doesn't come in, because at some point you not even start to look at what you not even like, you forget what you are trying to learn, but just start hating the person, and that's what you're going to keep putting your mind on, which is really not healthy.
Yeah, I just want to chip in this. When you compare yourself with someone of lower status than you are, you begin to have contempt for the person. But when you compare yourself with someone that you consider as your superior, that is where envy sets in. So comparing yourself with someone that is of lower status or of higher status is not so good if you are not going to be able to control your emotions. Because when you put in emotions into all these things, you will not get the best out of them actually.
That's the thing. Let's try and let our emotions aside. I know it's not one of the easiest things. Like everybody, it's not easy for everybody, but like we can try. I guess we can. Anyways, let's move to improvements. Like, how can we improve on this comparison? Like maybe trying to like pass that information to somebody. Like instead of it seeming like, oh, you are comparing the person in such tone or something. Like for example, now you want to compare Taye to Kenny. There's a way you can compare that, but Taye is better in cooking than Kenny. You can say, oh, Taye, why not Kenny? Why not ask Taye to put you through, instead of saying, oh, you can't even do anything, look at your sister, she does better than you. So like, how do you think we can improve? Let's improve. Like, because me, I like the fact that I want improvement in this comparison aspect, because the way we compare people to people can cause hatred and envy, which is really unhealthy.
From what you're actually saying now, it makes me remember the fact that parents even compare children.
God bless you.
And that's one main reason why some children like
envy each other,
one another. They're like, maybe she's better than I am. Maybe this one. And then there is so much beef and everything. But when you correct someone, there's no need for you to even try to compare that. And she's better than you.
You don't have to compare if you're trying to compare. Mind you, parents here is out of love. But I feel like there's a better way they can say it. Don't compare me to my sibling. That's the height of it, because you're going to like bring hatred. If not because some of them are some people are like mature and like they already have this connection with their sibling. Honestly, a lot of parents would have put in envy between siblings. For example, I can be better. Like one can be better in cooking, one can be better in cleaning. Instead of saying, oh, this one can cook better, this one can clean better, you like help them, like learn from her to improve your cooking skills. Learn from him to improve your cleaning skills. That's the better way to say it. And like, let's try and put it in a way that, oh, you are trying to make them understand that you want them to be better and improve. Not that you are trying to make them feel bad about themselves or feel like, oh, they can't do anything. That's one thing I feel. What do you think about it?
And the thing is, when you compare people with other people, right? Maybe it's because that's the way I am, but if you compare me with someone else that is seemingly better than I am, I may not really improve on myself. I may not really improve on myself as expected, because yes, envy has already set in, because I'm already thinking that I cannot be as good as this person already. So even that improvement that you want, you may not get it at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So just know how you will be communicating with people so that they can better improve on themselves, rather than allowing them to look down on themselves and causing low self-esteem for them.
People get better day by day by how you encourage them, not how you just like speak to them to make them feel bad about themselves. That's just the best thing. Let's learn to speak to people the right way when we're passing an information. And now let's move into the impact of social media on self-esteem. Let me rephrase that, or let me say it in a way that you understand better. So like, what I mean by impact of social media on self-esteem is that, you know, social media makes people have low self-esteem.
What way?
For example, you are seeing somebody that is doing better than you on social media. You don't even know what the person is doing or how the person does it, but because of what you are seeing on social media, you start to see yourself that probably you are doing that same thing, or you might not be doing that thing, and then you start to see yourself like, this person is really doing better. Can I do this? And that is social media.
You are seeing pictures, yes.
You are seeing pictures, you are seeing videos. You don't even know what is going on behind cameras. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So like, what do you think about, or what advice, or how can you tell to people that like just like feel this low self-esteem due to what they see on social media?
Okay, answering that question, I think one of the basic things is that you should reduce your contact with the social media. But being that we are in this kind of Gen Z period and most people spend more time on social media, the basic thing now is that know yourself. Who are you? I am this kind of person that's okay. I am me, you are you. What you are doing will not really have effect on me because of the kind of mentality that I hold. It's not that I cannot learn from you, I will learn from you, but when I see that it's already getting to a point that I begin to look down on myself, I will retreat. You understand? I retreat because I don't want to be looking at myself. I cannot come and enter into depression. Do you understand?
Yes.
So yes, I just have to learn from people, but then in as much as I'm learning from you, I don't want to lose touch with that which makes me unique.
Well, personally, about that question, I feel like everyone is unique in their own way, and then we shouldn't just really use what we see on social media to judge, to like look down on ourselves. You really don't know what's going on behind pictures and videos. A lot of people just like, oh, it could be edit, it could be anything, it could be Photoshop or anything, just like
AI.
It could be AI, just like make the thing look good and like, oh, attractive. You are unique in your own way, you are good in your own way. So far you know what you are doing is real. Don't let what you see on social media make you feel low on yourself or make you like have low self-esteem. Be bold at what you do, be confident and be proud of yourself. Make sure you are always proud of who you are no matter what.
And the thing is, you cannot know who you are without knowing the person of God, I mean your creator. Imagine using a potty to dish rice. I mean rice where you dey chop, you are using potty to dish it. So that kind of thing, you cannot really know who you are if you don't have this kind of genuine relationship with your creator. Just like I think it was Miles Monroe that said it. He said, when the purpose of a thing is not to know, abuse is inevitable. When you don't know the purpose of your life, I mean, you just be living your life.
Exactly. So like I said earlier, just be unique in your way and be proud of what you do. Improve on yourself by yourself. Even if you are checking out other people, don't make it bring you down. Don't make it make you have depression or low self-esteem. You can always be a better person for yourself every day.
Yes, and all those people that you are even like, let's even assume that you know you were like, people can be using AI, they can be using Photoshop and everything. But let's assume that those pictures are actually very real and those videos are real. All those people, they started from somewhere.
Exactly.
So you to start
they didn't just come out and become very good at what they do. It's a process. Everything in life is a process. You take it step by step, a step at a time.
So you're trying to see yourself like, okay, I've not gotten to this place. Please start from somewhere. Begin from somewhere. Time is not on your side too, so just make sure that you take a step day by day.
Exactly. That's just it about
a step
that.
at a time.
Layo, how can we overcome the habit of comparison?
How can we overcome it?
Yeah.
Is there any way you can overcome the habit of comparison actually?
Well, I feel like, see, it's not an easy thing because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work because it's not just about you just comparing. It deals with you mentally too. Like, oh,
your kind of mindset.
your mindset. So like, it's a lot of work to overcome. But like, I feel like maybe by the time you start having these affirmations, I mean, not just by yourself, you need the help of God in everything. But like, you have these affirmations: I am beautiful, I am bold, I can do it, I will do it, I can achieve my goals, and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Come on!
These are words that will keep you going. because you know when you start to say things to yourself every day, you start to see yourself as that. So like I feel like it's also you start to see yourself as that, and we should always learn to be positive. Let's be nice to ourselves. Let's be kind to ourselves. Like be kind to yourself, because a lot of people can be harsh to themselves and everything. Let's say nice things to ourselves, because it will help you grow and become better. That's what I feel. And just daily affirmations and all.
And the example that actually just came to my mind, that flashed through my mind just now, was that example of David. Is the example of David, and how that he was not even qualified to be the king. Like his elder brothers, Eliab, he gets all the gym, but he was still not chosen. All the rest of them, they were not chosen, but only David was chosen, despite that he was not the most qualified. So what I was saying, just strive to improve on yourself, and yes, include God
like I said,
in your life.
Like I said earlier, it is not an easy process, but we can do it.
Yeah.
We shouldn't defeat that. We shouldn't see ourselves as, oh, I can't do it. Always see yourself like, I can do it. That thing is not done, I have done it. That thing has not been approved, it is approved. Say it ahead, and all these positive vibes will come through. It will come to pass. That's what I just feel.
Yes.
Exactly.
And also, don't think that because people have not gotten to this height in life, you also cannot get there. Trying to say that, okay, because Ben Carson, is the best neurosurgeon probably, and because of that, you cannot be better than him. Don't have that kind of mentality. You can do better. There is always a room for improvement. The one of the largest rooms in the world is the room for improvement. Improve on yourself,
honestly, please. And we move on to the importance of self-love. Why should you love yourself? I mean, personally, I feel like we should always say positive things to ourselves. Let's love ourselves, kind words to ourselves, so that we don't end up being depressed or being sad for nothing. Let's make ourselves happy. Do what will make us happy. Let's love ourselves, because I have this thing that if you don't love yourself, if you don't have love for yourself, how do you want to give that love to somebody else? Because you can't give what you don't have. So let's learn to love ourselves well. What do you think?
You know that point where he said that how do you show love to other people? The Bible says love your neighbor as yourself.
So if you are loving your neighbor and you don't love yourself, so that's fake love then.
Yeah.
So let's learn to love ourselves, because love yourself first. Put yourself first.
And you can't even learn to love yourself first if you don't. Everything just boils back to your relationship with God. You can't know how to treat yourself in the right way if God does not expose you to how you should treat yourself.
Because I feel like let's always learn to treat ourselves well, say kind things to us, because a lot of us, we blame ourselves for things that is not even our fault. We say bad things to ourselves, and it's not nice. Let's be kind to ourselves, honestly. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I would just always say. And Layo Crixie, what are your last words on this show?
Okay, so my last words on this show is that you all should know that you have been made for specific purposes, and God had a reason why He brought you into existence in the first place. And if you are able to know why you were brought into existence in the first place, you will not live a frustrated life. You will not look at people and then be looking down on yourself, because you know that you have a definite purpose to fulfill here. God had a definite intention. He had a definite plan for your life before He created you. So with that kind of mindset, you can be able to overcome any kind of frustrating moment, and you will find fulfillment in life.
What she's trying to say is that God created everyone in a unique way, and we shouldn't even compare ourselves with another creation of God, because God knows that the way I made you is perfect for you. The way I made her is perfect for her. So please, let's try not to compare ourselves and always have self-love for ourselves. And guys, we have come to the end of this episode on our visual podcast on Newspop NG. I still remain your favorite baby girl, Damilola, and I hope you really enjoyed this topic on this show today. Layo, thanks for coming to our show.
It's a pleasure.
How was it? Hope you had fun during the process and everything. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But before I go, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Bye.
Bye bye.